Hi, so my mate Janae, she done a course called How to Meet Your Twin Flame for $333. She didn't meet a twin flame, so she done another course called Why You Haven't Yet Met Your Twin Flame for $222. And then she done a top-up course, He'll Be Here Any Day Now, for $111. Anyway, she's still not met him, but I met mine, so as far as I'm concerned, it was money well spent. So I say I met him. He already knew me because he was subscribed to my OF, and then he tracked me down on Tinder. And yeah, I know I've said that I am targeted, but I am also very intuitive, so I didn't think it was creepy. I just thought it was romantic. So we started seeing each other, and then I had what can only be described as a prosthetic dream, where Archangel Michael came. Now, I communicate with angels as well. Archangel Michael came and he told me that I was going to have a magical, powerful baby. Well, he didn't say it like, he said it in a biblical way. So he said, like, unto you will be born a powerful baby, and with great power comes great responsibility, or something like that. I can't remember, but... So I thought, do I want another baby? And then I thought, well, the other four ain't magical, so maybe I'll give it another go. So I ain't getting any younger, so I thought, right, I've got to make this happen quicker. So I need to go somewhere spiritual to make this baby. And I really wanted to go to that Go Backy Tappy place, but I was still on tag, so I couldn't leave the country. So I had to think of somewhere in the UK that was spiritual, and I thought, Stonehenge. I'm going to go Stonehenge. So I told him, I said, we're going to go Stonehenge, and he went, what is that, like a rock club or something? I went, well, sort of, something like that. But as you all know, because Stonehenge is a very spiritual place, it is heavily guarded by the deep state, okay? They've got guards everywhere because the real energy is actually underneath Stonehenge. There's no energy around the stones. There's like a secret tunnel that goes underneath, and then there's like all this Tesla energy and shit. And it comes up, and that's what the deep state are trying to protect. That's why they don't allow you to go in the inner circle. So I knew I had to get in the inner circle in order to conceive my magical baby. So I had to think up a plan. So I picked my most hyperactive child, and I said, right, we're going on a trip. I need you to do me a favour. And he said, what do you need? And I said, I need you to create a distraction to get these deep state guards off my back. He said, what should I do? I said, just do what you do at school that upsets them, makes them call the police. I don't know what. I said, just misgender them, that'll do it. So off we went. I gave him a couple of bags of Haribo, and he done what he needed to do. He's very astute for a 7-year-old. I think he's brilliant. So they was running after him. We snuck in to the inner circle, and then I let him sneak into mine. So it was a wonderful, beautiful moment, and I really felt that we had conceived our magical baby. And sure enough, I'd done a test a few weeks later, and I told him, was having a baby. And he says, I thought you was on the pill. And I went, well, God moves in mysterious ways, so there you go. So that was it. I had to go and have my first appointment down the hospital with the midwife. And I told her straight, I said, I'm having a magical baby. And she said, everyone says that, love. And I said, no, this is an actual magical baby. It was conceived in Stonehenge with all the energy. And she just left the room, and then she come back full of lectures. I didn't like her attitude. I really didn't. Don't eat this. Don't drink that. Put that cigarette out. I'd had enough. So I just felt like I needed to come away and rethink it. So I went to my mate Janae, because she does like readings and shit. And I said, I've got a bad feeling about this hospital. And I don't like the midwife. And she said, I'll do reading for you. And she said, oh my days. This is a deep state plot. And I went, you what? And she went, yeah, they want to take your baby and replace it with a clone because they need the baby with the magical energy. And I went, that is just the sort of shit what happens to me. Just typical. So I knew that I could not have my baby down the hospital. That was it. It weren't happening. So I was going to have an home birth. I was going to get a paddling pool, fill it with pink Himalayan salt, and it was going to be a beautiful thing. But I did want to see the baby, so I thought, well, I ain't going down the hospital for a scan. So I had to pay for a private one. So I crowd-surfed, so I got enough money, and I had one of them 5D scans. I don't know if you ladies have ever had one of them, but it's a bit like looking at a child what's pressed its face up against a patio door. Sort of looks a bit like E.T. So I thought, well, it is magical, isn't it? It's a druid, isn't it? It's a druid baby, so it would look like that. And we got the due date. Of course, no surprise, it was due on the winter solstice. Of course. So I got a name picked out. I was going to call it Solstice, or winter solstice, depending. Well, the solstice came. I sat in my paddling pool in my living room, and nothing happened. Solstice went, so I had to rethink the names. I thought, OK, if he's born on Christmas, I'm going to call him Jesus, because you don't hear that name a lot here, and he's magical, so it'll work. Well, Christmas Day came, Christmas Day went. No baby. I had a reserved name if he come on Boxing Day. I was going to call him Tyson. But then that never happened. No, he just come on a nondescript day. So I just called him Jaden in the end. And no magic yet, nothing yet. But it's early days. So I went out to celebrate, like you do when you have a baby. I went out to celebrate, and I went down the cash point. This is where the deep state come back in again. So they couldn't take my baby because I had him at home. I went to the cash point to find out that the bank had closed my bank account down. Just like they'd done with that Nigel Fromage. Same thing. They're after him and they're after me as well. So I had to call one of my kids' dads and said, you're going to have to lend me money because I got nothing. And he said, look, you know, the deep state ain't after you. And I said, yes, they are. They've shut my bank account down. And he went, no, it's because you had your OnlyFans and you was claiming benefits at the same time. That's why they shut you down. I said, no, it's not. I'm a sovereign citizen. I know my rights. And I know that you're allowed to do those two things at once. So don't go there. So that was it for me. I've got no bank account now. Everything I do has got to be cash. So I'm here this weekend because there's something else that I can do. And you may have heard of it. I do remote viewing. Remote viewing, it's a real thing. It was something that the CIA taught super soldiers to do so they could spy on the Russians. And they made a movie about it called Men What Stare at Goats. And they trained George Clooney so he could like run through walls and shit and open up filing cabinets and look at Russian stuff. So I can do that. I can remote view your life. I charge 20 quid so I can remote view your life. I've also written a book, which I'm selling here this weekend. I'd say book, it's more like a pamphlet really. It's called Everything What You See on the News is a PSYOP, and it's just a list of all the things that you think is normal news, but it ain't. In particular, man rescues dog from canal, one of the biggest PSYOPs there is. So I'm here all weekend. Tap me up on By the Bar, vodka coke, or 20 quid to remote view your life. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Yay! Woo! Fantastic. Well done, guys.
I said, just do what you do at school that upsets them, makes them call the police. I don't know what. I said, just misgender them, that'll do it. Oh, hi, it's targeted individual here. Listen, right, I've just been doing a channeling from Archangel Michael, and he just beamed in this information to me, so I've got to pass it on because you lot need to know what's going on. And a lot of you ask me about who you should follow and who you shouldn't, right? And this is what I'm hearing from Archangel Michael. He's saying this: do not watch any videos from Intel Lady channel. Don't do it. It ain't no good for you. It's coming from him, coming from Archangel Michael. It ain't no good for you. Don't be liking her videos. Don't be subscribing to her channel. And definitely do not go to buymeacoffee.com/Intel Lady and buy her any coffees, because it ain't coffee. It is actually Adreno coffee, what she drinks. And that is really, really bad. And we all know where that come from. Even Archangel Michael know where that come from. It's disgusting. She's a nightmare. Don't do it. Don't subscribe, like, watch, or none of that. And then you'll probably ascend to like New Earth, 5D Earth, or whatever with Archangel Michael and me once my druid baby's been born. Thanks for listening. Love and light. I said, just do what you do at school that upsets them, makes them call the police. I don't know what. I said, just misgender them, that'll do it.